Happy Monday. This is James and Mitchell, your intuitive guidance counselor, here with your week in tarot. And this week we're going to be using the Rider Waite Tarot. And now I have the deck on the table, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the deck, and I'm going to shuffle the deck, and I'm going to pull 3 cards. The first card is going to represent what our overall experience of the week could possibly be. You know, what are the situations we might experience? Second card is going to consist of what tarot is asking us to think about in terms of guidance or advice. And then the final card is going to be if we consider and take action on the advice that tarot is giving us, what would be a possible outcome we could experience for the week. So having said that, these are the cards. The first card here is the Four of Swords. Okay, so the Four of Swords can represent a need for a break, a need for a timeout, a need to heal, to recover, to regroup, to recharge our batteries. This is a card that's also asking us to consider the idea of prayer, because if you notice, the figure is in a prayer position. So any kind of activity that represents prayer or meditation or something of that nature, how can we be more engaged in that kind of process? The other thing about the Four of Swords is that it's asking us to pay attention to our dreams, because a person is in a sleeping position. So one of the things I see is when we're resting is when our dream state can be more active and give us the information, because swords as a suit represents ideas, information, and communication. So it allows our dream state to communicate to us in ways that's going to help us with either decision-making ability or problem-solving ability, which is another aspect of the suit of swords. So that's the Four of Swords. Our other, and I love this, okay, no mistake here. The Seven of Cups is a card that's asking us to honor our spiritual nature. It could be the reason why we need to take a time out, to take a break, to get some rest, is because we have a lot going on. The figure is looking at 7 cups, and so this represents the idea of what I said about needing to make a choice or a decision, and we may be overwhelmed with all the possible choices that lie before us. If that is the case, the Seven of Cups is asking us to focus on one thing. You can't do everything, so this card is asking us to pick one thing and start with that. A way to help you choose that one thing is to ask yourself, from an emotional standpoint, because Cups is the suit that rules heart, feelings, emotions, to ask ourselves, what do I need from an emotional place or an emotional standpoint this week? This card, going with the idea of sleep and rest, is a card that's asking us to look at our dreams, because this card is about dreams and visions. So again, no accident, going with the idea of what possible message could we be getting from our dreams this week that may help us with this idea of, if we're feeling like we may want to be moving forward, but we find ourselves for some reason not being able to do so, how can our dreams give us guidance that's going to point the way as to what we need to be doing or moving in, that kind of thing. The other thing I said here was about prayer and meditation, and the Seven of Cups is a meditation card. So it's about not just dream work, but meditation and also creative visualization. Everything starts with the vision. So what's the vision that you want for your life at this point in time? And, how can being in the silence or being in meditation help you achieve that? But the Seven of Cups is a clear sign of working with your spiritual nature or honoring your spiritual practices this week. The other thing about the Seven of Cups, it's about being realistic. Sometimes the clouds here that surround the cups represent like your pie is in the sky, or you're building castles in the air, things of that nature. And so how can you be a little more realistic this week? How can you take off your rose-colored glasses and see what's really going on? So that's the Seven of Cups this week. And then if we do that, the final card here is the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands typically represents achieving some kind of victory or success. That's what these four poles with the wreath or the garland at the top is all about. It's about achieving a success or victory. It's about reaching the first leg of your journey. This part here at the bottom that the figures are standing on can represent a stage or level. So it's about completing a certain stage or reaching a certain stage or level, and then having to consider what's the next stage, what's the next level. I find it very interesting that we started with a 4 and we end with a 4. The 4 is in numerology and tarot is all about a foundation. It's all about having a foundation set so you can build on that foundation. It's also a number of hard work and paying attention to the details. So it could be that maybe you need to take the time out, maybe you need to step back so you can reflect on the details of your situation and then how you can move forward. But in the meantime, also too, the Four of Swords could be about needing to take a break and taking a break to honor the achievement or the level of success that you have already achieved. As you contemplate what the next leg of the journey is or what the next step is in the bigger picture, in your vision, take a moment to reflect on the success and enjoy the success that you have already achieved. Because sometimes the Four of Swords is about stopping to smell the roses. You know, sometimes we are conditioned and it just seems that our society is just going faster and faster and that there's more to do. And so sometimes we need to take a step back and just appreciate where we are and what we have already achieved and accomplished, and let that be the fuel, because Wands is a suit that represents inspiration and motivation. Let that be the fuel that fires you for the next leg or the next stage or the next level or whatever it is that the next thing is for you. But first, take a step back and appreciate where you are. So this is your week in Tarot. I am James Himm Mitchell, your intuitive guidance counselor, and I look forward to sharing this space here again with you next week. And until then, have a tarot-tastic week and take care.